Right, we're recording. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi,
Alright.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Hey, thanks for being on our Tune In Tuesdays.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, because there are people watching this that probably don't know who you are, only see the back of your head because
That's
you're
true.
in church. So, without further ado, tell us something about yourself and about your family because you're on your own today.
I am on my own today. I am married. I've been married to my husband, Dave, who is the drummer for 33 years. And my daughter, Allie, attends with us, and she is just turned 30 herself. So, yeah, that's my immediate family here. I have a granddaughter and a daughter and a son-in-law as well, but they don't live with us.
No, but that little granddaughter is the highlight of your life, isn't she?
Oh, she sure is, especially right now. I had her this morning for a little while so that mommy could get some cleaning done. So that was just a joy.
It's wonderful. So, are you still working or have you finished? We've seen behind you. Explain what that is behind you and then tell us what
Okay,
you
so I work for Ceres Unified School District. I'm a student support specialist, and during school time, I do prevention or whatever. I go into just all the classrooms and I teach the 12 tools, which are behind me. And they're just like coping skills and ways to manage emotion and how to use your words. They're very common sense tools. And so I teach those throughout the year, but then I also do intervention. So students who are struggling emotionally or behaviorally or whatever, I do groups with them and I pull them out of class and we, do groups to learn how to calm down, learn how to use our words, learn how to stay on task, etc. So when school closed, I did keep working. So I thought mistakenly that I was going to have time because I was going to be home, but I didn't have. It was actually, like you said, a lot harder to try to keep going with all the things and try new ideas and try to connect. So mostly I ran a Google Classroom. And so I would post videos every day of different happenings, of different things that I thought that they should learn about, gratefulness. We even touched on emotions. If something was going wrong in the house, how do we get along with our siblings? How do we keep going to school? How do we keep trying to sign on even though it seems hard, not to give up, stuff like that. So I did that throughout the year until school ended, which was just for me. This Monday was our first day of summer. But I did sign on to keep going with my Google Classroom through the summer. So I'm not going to be posting every day, though. I'm going to be posting Mondays and Fridays. And then I'm going to try to do a Zoom meeting with them, every once in a while so that we can play a game or something like that. There's been a lot less connection. There's not as many kids signing on as much anymore. But just a few, if they have something that comes up, they can talk to me.
That's awesome. I watched, you didn't probably, Alan's not on social media, but I watched this lady here do the wonderful TikTok keep fit. Was it for the kids?
Yeah, my TikTok wannabe video. The kids laughed. They had so much fun with it, which is exactly what I was hoping. Just because I was trying to encourage them to keep doing PE. So I would do workout Wednesdays, and I would just have them do. Sometimes I would share a different workout video or something that I found on YouTube. But I kept seeing these TikTok videos. So I told them that because we've been doing our exercises like planks and mountain climbers and whatever, I said, now I can do this. I wouldn't have been able to do it before. So I did a little wannabe TikTok video. It was fun. It was fun. They loved it. They loved that I added the bloopers at the end. That was just the funnest thing. They just crack up at laughing at me, which is good because it's fun for me too.
Because I think we tend to forget that it's not just, when kids are home, you sort of think, oh, well, that's great for them. For some of those kids, it's probably not a great environment.
No. And you know what, sometimes they just, our district has a lot of working parents and they work very hard. And so, a lot of them are working and trying to teach school. And, children are trying to figure this whole thing out. And they're aware of our stress. They're aware of our concerns and our worries. And so, they just tend to act out and we don't quite understand why they're acting out. And so we get upset, we maybe punish or whatever. And, they're feeling it too. They're feeling our anxiety. They're feeling their own anxieties. And, everything is upside down right now, and anxiety is a really big concern. So Series is just wonderful at making sure that mental health is addressed. So that's part of my summer, is to start preparing lessons for the transition. When we come back to school, what is it going to be like? What can we expect students to do? How can we help them catch up without adding extra stress? Help them to transition back into the environment of school. And it's not even normal school. It's going to be different school. So everything is different. And mental health is a big issue with kids because they feel it. We just don't realize they feel it. We just assume that they should kind of roll with the punches, but it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Well, so what age group is it that you're working with?
I work through, there's preschool there, and I do work with the preschool. So I work basically preschool to 6th grade.
Wow.
6th grade.
That's a lot of kids going past you, isn't it?
Yes. But I love each and every one of them. I just miss them so much. I just can't believe how much I miss them. When I go and we give out lunches in Series. And so I think a lot of just give out lunches for people, families. And when I see them, I just get so excited. So excited. So I'm like, hi. Sometimes they're looking at me like, oh, hi. But I'm like, hi, I missed you so much. Remember me? So I get really excited to see them. I really do miss them. I miss recesses and hanging out with them and just playing games and talking.
Wow. I remember when you were getting that job, and it's so obvious that it is the perfect fit for you.
Oh, it was such a blessing. God just did a miracle with that whole situation. I marvel. I don't even know how he did it, because I don't know. He just blessed me with a lot of experience, and thankfully Series and my wonderful boss just was able to honor that experience and say, yes, give me that chance. And I just feel so blessed. It's a wonderful job. It's very meaningful and very rewarding and very exhausting mentally and emotionally, but I love it.
Well, we're glad. And what about Dave and what's her name?
Ali.
Ali. Here it wasn't your other daughter.
Camera stress, yes. Well, Dave is working. He's pretty much worked throughout as well. He's had a few down days where it wasn't as busy, but he has been working pretty much. He's a plumber, and he works in Pleasanton for Savior Plumbing in Pleasanton, and they have still had jobs pretty much every day. In fact, the last couple of weeks have been very late. He works very late hours, so it's been busy. At first, it was a little bit less busy because people were afraid, and he has to wear a mask, when he goes in to do a job. So he's always wearing a mask, which is really hard as far as heat is concerned. If he's, having to go under a house, or just he's getting used to it, but it's sometimes hard on his sinuses. But he's a trooper, and he keeps doing it. I think sometimes he's like, why don't I get to stay home? Everybody else gets to stay home, but he doesn't. So, and we're so thankful because, we really haven't felt any financial stress through this. So
praise God.
Praise God.
Yeah.
And Ali is a caregiver. She works with Heritage Home in Oakdale. And so she has been working throughout as well, because the residents there are people with Alzheimer's and different kinds of needs for the elderly. And so they're still there. She has pretty much always worn gloves and things like that. I think that she didn't used to have to wear a mask, and so now she does. And they had she was very, very careful because she felt a big responsibility, since they were all elderly and all at, risk for getting more sick, and just, so she was really careful throughout the whole time where we were having this separation and not being with people, to make sure that she was not around anybody. I mean, she didn't completely, she didn't stay home and locked up, but she really didn't go out with anybody. She didn't talk to anybody. She just stayed inside so that she wouldn't bring anything to them, because at that time we weren't sure. We just didn't know, what kind of things could be spread through people who didn't know if they had it or not. So she was very responsible about it. It was good. And like I said, she was able to work throughout. So thankfully for that, that was a good thing for her.
Was it concerning her going into that environment for you? Because, I mean, that's where an awful lot of the cases seem to be in the elder care facility.
No.
No.
You know what, I've been very blessed with good health. So for the most part, things like this, even COVID, I mean, I was respectful and I did everything that I needed to do. I would wear a mask when I needed to, etc. But I never felt fear about it. It just wasn't something that I was worried about. And thankfully, nothing happened. So like I said, we stayed we were sheltered and we did what we needed to do, again, because we didn't know. Nobody knew, and this was all new. But I'm not a very germophobic person. So at the very beginning, while we were still in school, they started to supply us with hand sanitizer. And my thought was, well, I don't like hand sanitizer. That's bad for you. I don't like it. So I don't want to use it. And then they kind of told me, you have to use it. And so I said, all right, I'll use it. But, I would much rather wash my hands with soap and water than put hand sanitizer on my hands, because I just feel like it's not good for you. But, I'm weird in my own strange little way. So I was okay with that. And like I said, I do follow rules. I am a wonderful rule follower. I like doing that. So I started to do it and it needed to be done. But yeah, I've never felt like worried about it.
Good.
Oh, that's good. So when is there an actual date for school starting, or are they still?
For us, we're planning on opening August 1st or August 12th. Sorry, 12th. 1-2. Yeah. So that's our plan. I don't have a lot of information. I know that there are very important, smart people working at trying to figure out, how it's going to look. What we have been told is that there will be things in place to make sure that, hand sanitizer, spaces between desks, and if they cannot fit all the students, if that becomes an issue, then I think that they're going to maybe end up doing what they used to do at year-round school, where they would do it in parts. And then also they are going to give parents the option to do it online. If they want to stay home and they feel more comfortable keeping their children home, then I think they're going to give them that option. But like I said, all of that is up to them. I'm not sure how they're going to do it exactly, but that's what I've been told.
Oh, good. Well, listen, we're getting close to the end of our time. Give us a takeaway from this shelter in place, staying home. Any big thoughts?
Well, I've been thinking about that question. I think for me, I tend to like to control my environment pretty well. I like that. I like having control. I like to know what's going to happen, and I like to know what the plan is. And when that didn't happen, and there was so much in the air of what's going to happen, how long are we, at first we were just going to stay at school or stay out of school until spring break, and then we might come back. And then it started to grow, and then it was, and everything that changed seemed even more surreal. Like, this is just like out of a movie or something. What is happening? And so I felt a lot of anxiety at the beginning. Like I said, it wasn't fear over the illness. I think it was just a lot of anxiety over what's going to happen. What is that going to mean for me trying to work, trying to be this workaholic, unfortunately, person that I am. I really struggle with that. And just trying to control, like what can I control? I couldn't control anything. Nothing was there. So I felt a lot of anxiety at the beginning, and I was having trouble sleeping. And the more time and focus I gave to trying to sleep, and also trying to fix, like, well, what am I doing wrong? Because I felt like as I continued to have anxiety, I must be doing something wrong with this. Maybe I'm eating the wrong things, or maybe, whatever it is, something must be able to be fixed because I'm not sleeping well. And I really struggled with that until I finally just really gave it up. I thought, Lord, I can't control this. I am just going to have to either not sleep or just take, some kind of a sleep aid and just give into that and just say, this is a difficult time. I can't control it. I'm not going to try to fix myself. I'm just going to give this to you, Lord, and you're going to have to figure out, what's going to happen and what I can control. And that cleared most of the anxiety up really quickly. And I started sleeping again. Of course, I was taking a sleeping aid for, that little Z quilt stuff for about a week or two. But it was this thing of me thinking that I could somehow fix it and control it. And I can't do that. So I really needed to close out anything that wasn't a